Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Oscar Bevis for IFLTV. Adam, thanks for giving me a bit of time. Big fight week in London, and a big fight for Mr. Florian Marku. How's he looking? How are the team feeling? How are you feeling?
We're feeling good. Look, we're feeling good. Florian, obviously, he's got to make weight, and he's focusing on that right now. But he's strong, he's looking powerful, and I think when Florian fights, when people who aren't used to the spotlight fight Florian Marku, it can be quite an intense week for them.
He's kind of quite, I'm not going to use the word aggressive, but he's quite, even when he talks about wanting a drink, he seems quite confrontational. What's a weight-making Florian Marku like?
It's not fun for the team.
I feel like I looked over and he was saying something to you, and it was probably so nice, but it looked like he was going, ah.
Yeah. I mean, Florian's a very passionate guy, and as people who work with boxers know, when they're making weight, sometimes they'll be a bit tetchy. But actually, to be fair to Florian, he's just focused. He's so focused right now, and he's in a good place.
Are you worried about the fact that he's only fought one round in 18 months?
Listen, you want
I think this is a fight that will probably go a few rounds.
Yeah, we'll go rounds, and as a manager, you want your fighters to have activity. So, yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best he's only got one round, but I think in reality, he's a 31-year-old man who's very experienced from MMA days, boxing, so it's not going to be an issue on Saturday night.
What sort of fight are you expecting?
Look, I think it's been billed as, the boxer v the fighter, the boxer v the puncher. I think I know what Congo thinks will happen, which is that Florian's going to come out very aggressively, and I think Congo thinks he can outbox him and go the distance and kind of make Florian look silly, really, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Can Florian knock him out?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, you saw what happened with Dylan Moran.
And beyond this, see, I know this is quite a big fight to focus on, but beyond this, where does Florian kind of go? What's the next step, would you say, for Florian? Like kind of flirting with the world stuff?
Yeah, look, I mean, we don't know what Florian's level is. A lot of people have been out there saying Florian's not this level, he's not that level. I think he's had really good performances in his career, and he's had some which haven't been as good. Like the fight in Albania, he wasn't happy with that performance. I think he did very well against Chris Jenkins. I thought he looked good against Dylan Moran. And we want to see improvement upon improvement. Florian Marku always brings a big crowd, always sells tickets. So the real question is, how near is he to the world level? We wanted to test that out with Josh Taylor. We really wanted to test that out. We know Top Rank well. We got very close to that fight, but it didn't happen. But we want to be looking upwards. That's the kind of fight at 147 we want.
It's funny you should say that, because about him being criticised or people saying he's this level, he's that level. Is he quite an easy person to criticise, would you say?
Very easy, because I think whenever you have a boxer that sells a lot of tickets and does, talks well, he's always the star of any press conference, people are always looking for weaknesses. I think that's what people naturally do. Same with Johnny Fisher. People are looking for witnesses with Johnny. Talks brilliantly, sells a lot of tickets. People are looking for witnesses. What level is he actually? And that's what they'll say at Florian. On the other side of things, you have certain boxers who are phenomenal and don't sell tickets. And that's what people talk about.
Yeah, no, 100%. Looking forward to seeing this fight. I think Bad Blood's quite a good tag for this fight, the way the build-up's been. I want to talk about Joyce. Talking of easy people to criticise, Joe kind of falls into that category, I think. Even in his wins, people have been critical before. And there was quite a few critics after the performance last time out.
Yeah, look, I think people feel a certain way about Joyce and always have done. Right from the start of his career, some people love his style, some people don't like it. Joe is what he is. He walks forward, he takes a lot of punches, and he finishes people with just sheer overwhelms them. I always think Joe looks better boxing this level or up. He looked great against Daniel Dubois, he looked great against Joseph Parker. They're his two best performances. But was he different in those fights? No. The opponents were different though. And I think that's where Joe looks his best against high quality opposition.
So the next fight for Joe, for him and going forward, should be a big fight then?
Should be a big fight. We're talking to Queensbury, we're talking to George about big fights. We've talked about the 5v5 card, possibilities on there. Talked about big fights in the UK. I mean, Joe, much as he got relentlessly criticised for his last performance, is a big name heavyweight. And it's interesting online when you see what people say, when people come out with comments, when you say a name like, who should so-and-so fight next? A lot of people say Joyce. And there's a lot of work available for Joyce. I love the Dillian Whyte fight. we'd make that tomorrow. I think so would George. We don't know whether Dillian can box in the UK or not. We're examining that. There's great fights out there. I love the Joe Parker fight. David Higgins came out and said he wanted that fight. We love that fight too. Dubois not interested in the fight with Joe. He's got other things, fair enough. But, it's not right for Joe at this point to be calling out that Fury's and AJ's. Fair enough. He's got to take the next step to get to that level, but that's what we want to do.
Who could you fight from in a 5v5? I know obviously Turkey put kind of the wild card in as well, so you could have two heavyweights of your choice that aren't from Matchroom or Queensbury or whatever. A little bit of a cop-out maybe, but who could you fight from the Matchroom side? Obviously I know Hrgovic and Dubois is one that we're hearing, so that's him off. Is there any opponents that spring to mind for you?
Yeah, I think it would have to be an opponent that wasn't currently with Matchroom, because they've got Johnny Fisher. It's not going to be. I can tell you, it's not going to be Johnny.
Johnny would probably take that.
Oh no, Johnny would take it, but it's not happening. Who else have Matchroom got? Oh, obviously AJ Joyce. We'd love that fight, but AJ's doing different things.
Justice Hooney, but again, name-wise, is that where Joe's at?
Justice Hooney, no. I don't think Matchroom would.
So it'd have to be a wild card fight, wouldn't it?
Have to be a wild card fight.
Oh yeah, White wild card fight. Yeah. Quickly on Junaid, really good fight with Jack Martin. Anyone who knows the small hall scene knows Jack loves a tear up. I know perhaps one to be considered as a stepping stone for Junaid, but a really good fight meanwhile.
A really good fight, managed by Lee Eaton. Lee and I worked together a lot. We chatted a lot about this fight. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a step-up fight for Junaid. He's fought area title winners before. He's shown that level. It's a great fight against Jack Martin. I think it's a brilliant fight, and we've got a lot of respect for Jack Martin. So, yeah, April 27th.
Anything else going on in the world of SJAM?
Guido Vianello, FA Jagba, 13th of April. Huge fight. Guido's a 5-1 outsider. Put your money on Guido Vianello.
I don't know how much money you've got. I sense it's quite a lot, but you're going to be very rich after that fight, right?
Put your money on Guido Vianello.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.